Hello. Hello, 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 indeed. Slugs. Slugs. Yeah, some technical snafus going on, but here we are. I actually tried to start the stream like 10 minutes ago, and I had the start screen up for a while, as I normally do, and there was like zero viewers after like 10 minutes, and that was really weird. I thought that's strange. So I actually clicked on a different browser, not logged in. I just went to the channel, and it wasn't like there. I thought, oh, have I accidentally, is it like switched to unlisted? Because it's done that before without me doing anything. And it wasn't. It just wasn't appearing for anyone. Very odd. So I just stopped it and started again. Luckily, it worked this time. If it done the same thing again, I'd have just been like, well, okay, I guess I'll just try again tomorrow. But no, turn it off and turn it on again seemed to do the trick. Welcome everyone to Mailfuzz TV Live. An unexpected stream, but I'm kind of making up for one that I said might happen last night, so it all works out in the end. Did we do last one year? Well, we did one last year that was myself and Tara's top 50s. This one is a vote that was done. People voted for the last, for over June. People were voting. So this is not the same 50, if that makes sense. Like the one we did last year was my top 50 and Tara's top 50s, and we revealed our own picks. This one is a vote that the community voted on. So the answer is yes, but not the same thing. It wasn't a vote last year. Was that even last year, or was that late 2019? That may have been 2019 now I think about it, but point stands. So yes, welcome everyone. I am doing okay. Cats have been fine, I would say. Are they even in? They're not in here. There's no cats in the room currently, which is actually odd. Usually there's at least one snooping about. But yeah, they're okay. They're okay. Obviously, I owe Slugs, so we're going to watch Slugs tonight. I also owe some jumping jacks. I'll do those tonight. I might even get some of those done in a minute. And I also was going to just get some, not feedback, but like just. So I was thinking that the vote, the playoffs vote, which has replaced Echoes by Morning. I have to remember what the old title was. I was thinking of moving that to the $5 tier for patrons, just so that that's got something in that tier vote wise. But the problem is that it means the $10 tier is a little bit lacking, and I was trying to think of something else to put in the $10 tier. So if anyone has any genius ideas, I'm happy to hear them. I'll probably not like all of them, but but that's okay. I was thinking maybe some sort of like just having multiple $10 tiers where you pick which one you want, and like if you pick the horror one, you get a shout out on one horror episode a month or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a good idea yet. Obviously, the pilot vote's still in the $10 tier, but I don't want to take too much from it, so I'd like to put something back into it. But yes. So I've been ruminating that in my in the old head. First half of the sci-fi list was fun. Yes, it was. So some dodgy opinions in chat, but but yeah, too confusing. Well, it wouldn't really matter if you're already a producer. If you're a producer, you just be a producer. You get credited on everything. I don't know, Bob. You always ask that, but I never. There's never a set plan right away. I never know. But to be fair, Alison, I didn't really like that idea anyway. I was just telling you something that had went. Oh no, there's a cat in here. He was hiding. Firefly was hiding. You were hiding behind the curtains, Firefly. Yes, you were. Yes. As of course you're the one who was sneakily in here. It's like you realize, oh shit, the camera's on. Time for my close up. Off you go. I mean, Robbie Coltrane. I mean, I've never mixed up Brendan Gleeson and Robbie Coltrane, but I mean, Robbie Coltrane's Scottish and Brendan Gleeson's Irish, if that helps. Although Gleeson did play a Scottish person in Braveheart, so I mean, there's confusing elements to be had. Most people probably know Robbie Coltrane from Harry Potter because he played Hagrid, if I remember correctly. So I haven't thought of anything yet, but I'm trying to think of something to put in the $10 tier so I can move the Sacred Hockey Master's vote to the $5 tier. I haven't done it yet though. I won't do it until I've got something to put in the $10 vote to make up for it. Oh, $10 tier, I should say. Hoping for the best, Allison, that's all. Hoping for the best. Uh, I mean, depends how many Blade Runner fans voted, I suppose. You're a lizard, Harry. I'm a what? You're a tiger, Harry. I'm a what? Here we go. A firefly. You just won't be happy till you've got my shirt all ginger cat fur, will you? What's the 31 horror movie thing? So if we hit that goal, we will be watching 31 horror movies on stream throughout the month of October. I think there's another cat at the window or something. It's a bit weird. Firefly just bolted. Firefly just bolted. One second. I'm back. So, funny story, it was a cat at the window. It was my cat. Wesker somehow got outside and had found his way back up to the window via Firefly looking at him. So, I was just. He was traumatized. His tail was all bushy. Give him some food. He's using the litter tray. My poor baby. Oh. Yeah, I'm back. That's why that was a longer uh, gap than probably anticipated by all. Alright, well, I owe some jumping jacks. Also, it still says Stream Boss rules, which is not a thing right now. But yes, I owe 150 jumping jacks. I'm going to do a batch of them right now. So let me do that. Alright. Oh, I don't trust my accountant, do we? Oh. Let me catch my breath. Oh. 100 to go. Oh. Wesker. Oh. Oh, my baby. You get stuck outside. Got stuff in your head. Poor Wesker. Hmm. You're safe, push, push, you're safe. Back indoors. Oh. Oh. So how is everyone? Oh. Oh. A Bogart marathon. I've seen a reasonable amount of Bogart films, I think. Think of at least most of the biggies. Although I'm sure I've got some stuff to cross off the list. Or a bunch of 4K movies to test the player I bought. I'm also looking forward to Ex Machina and Annihilation. Should be pretty. I actually got Annihilation on 4K on iTunes just a few weeks ago because it was on sale. I'm sure Ex Machina won't be too far behind. If I has it on there in 4K? I don't remember if I saw it in 4K, but on there. I need to stop buying movies though. I want to, I want to save up and get a graphics card. Yeah, it's old bogey. Just so tempted to know when there's so many good stuff. Maybe the logical way of looking at it is that eventually I'll have bought all the movies that I'd want, or at least the vast majority, so I won't be as tempted every time as a sale. I haven't seen Dark Passage. I haven't seen Dark Passage. There's a bundle on sale actually on iTunes. Not for Bogart, although he's in two of them. It's a Silver Screen's Murder Mystery bundle. It's got Dial M for Murder, which I've seen, Maltese Falcon, which I've seen, but it's also got Postman Always Rings Twice and The Big Sleep. And I don't think I've seen The Big Sleep. I've definitely not seen Postman Always Rings Twice. I do remember that, Cindy. I do. The principle of that still stands, even though now it's. Am I willing to buy this again in 4K or not? That said, though, movies are much cheaper to buy on iTunes when they're on sale, so I mean the parameters are a little bit different, but still. Right, I'll be back in a wee second, guys, and we'll start Slug soon. We'll start Slug soon. Um, although if there's any more questions about movie purchasing, I'm more than happy to oblige that. But I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, guys. Ordered the Zhang Yimou and Gong Li box set. How many movies is that for $170? Jeez. Have you seen Saint Maud yet? Watched it last night. Really good low budget British horror. I've not seen it yet. I think it won one of the votes, so it should be on Sacred Hockey Mask in the next couple of months as we work through that list. God, Garrus, these damn cats. Oh, Severance. I have seen that. Yes, I never reviewed it. It was long before that. Damn it! I accidentally clicked my mic level instead of just clicking on the other thing I meant to. Cats are being menaces tonight. Absolute menaces. But yes, we shall watch Slugs. I'll be watching on the PS5, I believe. But there's a lot of stuff. My version of the thing got upgraded to 4K this week. I got it on sale a few weeks ago, and it got upgraded this week on iTunes. I am looking forward to some other things getting upgraded. Well, not I've bought them yet or not. Just the idea that they're going to be in 4K soon because the 4K versions are coming out. For example, Dracula got upgraded, and a lot of other Universal classics are getting the upgrade soon. Hey, Tyler. Sorry to pull you away from a video game. Uh, People are expecting Unbreakable and Galaxy Quest to get upgraded. Clockwork Orange is expected to get upgraded this year. And obviously, I'm hoping that those Halloween 4K Blu-rays will mean 4K versions of most of those. I don't really care if we get 5 on iTunes, but 1, 2, and 4 for sure. I can tell I've not been playing as many video games when my controls are a little bit dusty. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I said it in the top 50 today. I'll say it again. If the movie doesn't work at home, then it doesn't work as a movie. Wait, there's an update? Oh, come on. Right, update the app now. Might as well. Picked up an interesting game. Nino Kuni. I've heard of Nino Kuni. Apple password. Why didn't I put my password in again? I better be remembering the right password. I'm going to be very annoyed. I did. Nice. Okay. I have paused at 0 on Slugs. We're going to watch Slugs. If people would like to set up and whatnot. It should just go straight into, I think it's the New World Pictures intro. That's your, it's your taste that's the problem, board, that's all. The movie is 89 minutes, or 1 hour 29, if you like it that way around. Enough of this slander. I'm about 2 comments away from taking a point away from the deep every time someone says something bad about 2001. Did anyone know there was a Backdraft too? Oh, it came out in 2019. That's something. They would know what to say to that. We're going to watch Slugs. Pause the movie at 0. I'm going to count in a minute. I no longer have monetary investment in the deep, so these underhanded tactics will not work. But you don't? You helped get it to those points. I'm sure you did. The Deep's a gimmick entrant. Kind of a running joke. Does yours start with RLJE? I do not think so. It starts with the New World Pictures intro. And that's the only one that's there. It goes straight into the movie after that. We've not started, just to make that clear. We've not started. We are paused at 0. If you have anything before New World Pictures, pause it after whatever's before it. That would be a swerve, board. That would definitely be a swerve. Alright, let's get started then. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and then say press play, and then when I say press play, we all press play together, and we're in sync, and it's beautiful. Board messed it up last time and somehow pressed play too early. I don't know how he did that, but pay attention, board. It's about to happen. So, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. New world pictures. On the upside, since I'm watching it on a different system, the GIF noises stay on. Water was very serene. Yeah, darn it. Who's this Leon S. Kennedy looking asshole? I thought she was going to take off her underwear as well. This acting is quality. That woman's acting was phenomenal. The title of the movie has been written on the screen right now. Slugs. The movie. The movie. A Dister production. I'll read out the titles. Michael Garfield. Kim Terry. Philip McHale. Alicia Morrow. Santiago Alvarez. Alvarez. That's what I meant. John, a bunch of names. Chris, Carrie, Andy, and Stan. All together. Oh, that's right. I forgot I was getting dead pieces. Julio Bragado. Based on the novel Slugs by Sean Hudson. Based on a novel. This is a classy film. Classy. Oh, the camera over a bit. It's a classy film. Classy. Son of a bitch. He's very talkative with this dog. I love how it was very clear the dog wasn't making any of those noises. He was just sitting there still. Something tells me he's not going to be alive to worry about those bills. Ooh. It was him eating and spitting out the pizza that bothered me more than anything else. You tell me this is more gross than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house? A lot of characters with drinking problems in this movie, I see. What a boogie. This is wonderful dubbing. I love it. Ah. He's in the sanitation game. There was an incredible mustache in the background there, though I just noticed it at the end of the scene. His dubbed laugh is very creepy. Incredible amounts of mustache. Mm. 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 A lot of very obvious dubbing in the noises here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Pervert voyeurs. Oh. It's like a 80s sitcom intro, this music. show created by Michael Weasley. I've never seen Chips. That's okay. Wasn't nasty enough to make me react, but it was alright. That's unfortunate news, Tyler. I think I will avoid any snacks during this one. Just might catch me at a bad moment. Hello. Oh jeez. I would agree this may be the most normal disgusting house on film. Whereas Texas Chainsaw is more extreme serial killer shit. This is just like normal, like garbage. Now that is some 80s hair. Well, this woman's number one on my wish list of death. Why don't you go down there without a mask and hazmat suit, you prick? See how you like it. I mean, she's the one that called him. You might have felt the need to come if you hadn't insisted. That's the business. I don't envy anyone who takes this sort of job, but I respect it must be done. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. It's just predicting what 2020 and 2021 would be like, trying to make people wear masks, Cindy. Even this asshole in 1980, whatever, just took his mask off at the first hint of annoyance. That was a bit loud. She definitely could have heard that. That makes sense. He doesn't want lunch. He's to get his appetite back. But he's still nice enough to go in with her and let her have some to eat. This song's really loud. The goat killer. Is it? Is it? Is this Tim's creation? It's fine when it's just talking, like just dialogue, but music's really loud whenever it kicks in. Wait, it's Halloween? Did anyone mention that? Did we see any pumpkins? I don't think it's a killer of goats. I think it's a goat who's a killer. Like, like that's the guy's persona. He's the goat killer. That's what it sounded like, anyway. His mouth didn't even move for that line. Or that one. This actor basically didn't move his mouth for most of that scene, but there was just tons of dialogue given to him anyway. He sort of went, and the dialogue went, oh boy. Nope. Thought she was going to wash the lettuce with some booze. I've heard he was quite bad as Marty. Means they made the right choice. It's the slugs. The slugs are coming for us. Wait, I thought I was gonna try to cut off his whole hand there. I was like, that's a bit extreme. I don't see a lot of slugs. I, you might, like if I go for a walk after it's rained, I'll see maybe a few here or there, but nothing much. The pain must be bad if he's willing to start hacking at his own wrist. Jesus. They're gonna blow up. Do you know what that was like? That was like a Final Destination scene, but instead of like the unseen hand of death making it happen, it was just the stupidity of the character in the scene making it all happen. That was kind of wonderful. Yeah, if at the start of the scene you said, "How do you think this scene's going to end?" I would not have said with an explosion. It was the slugs. The slugs are behind it all. That's an incredible amount of slugs. Yeah, slugs aren't biters normally, right? That's not something I think I've ever heard anyone say. I mean, they're not supposed to be scientists, so it's a bit of an unfair comparison. I mean, he is, I guess, but the rest of them aren't. Hmm. Yes, yes, better. Finish off the glass. This blonde woman's giving me vibes of someone. I'm getting kind of like, I don't know, Elizabeth Shue kind of vibes off her, I guess. I'm going to watch Suicide Squad on the awesome TV. Yes, yes, I'll be watching that on the big TV. I don't know if there's anything else coming up that could is potential for stream viewing. Is it just me? Is her voice like just far too deep for her? Like it just yeah yeah. You're safe to go to the theater. Well, safe from not doubling up the stream, not safe from other things potentially. Well, that is some serious jiggling going on there. What's this? Talking of voices not matching the faces. What's the chances this guy had an American accent and they dubbed him over with someone who's English? The dubbing in this guy's movies is special. It's a special type of dubbing. where they've actually went to the effort to like match the dialogue, but the voices that are chosen are just oof. The music's all over the place. I'm sorry for being a bitch so much of the time. Well, I can see that comparison. Why don't you go upstairs and get into bed? I'll be up for 60 times in a minute. It's a solid point. Is the implication that he ate some of the slugs? Like she cut up some slugs and put it into his salad? You know, the high school bad boy and the alcoholic wife have the same haircut. It's very confusing. Was this guy supposed to be in high school with them? Because he looks at least 28. No, no, we're back to fake British man. Let's have a look here at this slug. Blimey, it's a biggin. Oh, we got a jailbird. Oh no. Oh. And the white coat. Don't forget the white coat. That's a instrumental tool in proving that someone is in fact a doctor of some kind. Oh, sure. Oh, that was a cut. That was a cut. Why is she crying? Do you know what? That was clearly just black, like a black fabric or like foil on the floor for a minute there. You know what? He must have been going for a while and needed a rest because for the entire floor to be covered in slugs whilst they were having sex, it must have taken a while. He's just up in the bed, not knowing what to do. See, like that's just like it's like trash bag, like just laying out on the floor when she's lying there. The HD transfer is not helping that. This scene's great. It was wonderful. Is he going to turn out like a big human slug? I'm excited to see where this goes with him. At the very least, we're going to see some slugs like digging their way out from his stomach or something like that. Yes, another exit. Pick an orifice. Hey, Elsa. We are watching Slugs at the moment. Mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. Not mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. The sheriff and his deputy were very Perry and Jimmy Olsen kind of vibes. Does John Foley have any relation to Axel Foley? Did I know that pretty much every star predator except for cold weather has been in office? I have no idea what that sentence means. It makes sense when you think about it, Tyler. It's a movie about killer slugs. Who would be investigating this? Oh, every Predator star except for Carl Weathers. Ah, I get it. Okay. Uh, I did not know that. I knew a few of them were. I thought you meant like Harvey Weinstein's for a second, but then I didn't understand the cold weather part. I was like, who's cold weather? What are you doing, Dave? Oh, there's something very public about to happen. No, don't go in the bathroom. Do it in front of everyone. I want the entire restaurant to be screaming in fear. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he was a predator of stars. It made some sense in my head. Like a celebrity predator. I don't know. Caught the big fish. $1 million. Yeah, Ventura was. I know he was governor of Minnesota for a while. Oh, public, yes, public, public. The eyes exploding. Yes. Oh, that was great. Oh, this is a environmental awareness film. The landfill poisonous gases escaped and mutated the slugs. You know, this town's looking familiar. Like that main square. I'm getting the feeling that it's one of those little towns or backlots that's used in more than one movie. Da, 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 dun. Da, 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 dun. Oh god. A slime is deadly? An incredible amount of slime. Oh no, not another dog. Yeah, go have food. I don't know, Elsa, honestly. I haven't decided yet. Ugh. Oh, I thought you'd left, Akira. The spurting out. then the butt dimension would become even less hospitable. There'd be no surviving in the butt dimension for months if there was killer slugs in there. Seven Seals worth watching. I mean, obviously, this is obviously a bit art house for what it is, but it is a good movie. I have the Nest on Blu-ray, I think. I think I do. I think I see it. I can't really read the spines from here; they're too far away. But did did Leslie Nielsen dub this guy? He sounds like Leslie Nielsen. Well, the voice does. If they kept the camera behind his head, I might have bothered it was Leslie Nielsen for a long time. Yeah. The toilet seat banging because they try to get in. What was that weird pause? We might as well do it. Don't you ruin this deal for me, you little shit. I just saw it and thought it was amusing. Apparently, Emily Blunt's considering suing them as well about Jungle Cruise, so the revolution has begun. Suck it, Disney. And not only that, we have a. You should have started with that. Oh god, I hope it just happens. Wait, why is his bathroom behind like a secret door in the bookcase? That's kind of weird. Why is the bathroom so secretive? That's I'm convinced. The sad part is how believable it is that convinced them, given just how hard it is to convince a bunch of idiots these days of things. Is that an overflowing bottle of Coke, but it's like a piece of art that's just looking like a bottle of Coke that's overflowing? That's a weird thing to have on our desk. It was like a sculpture of like a bottle of Coke that's fizzied up and the Coke's all leaking out. I think Mr. Phillips is doing too hot. If you catch my drift. I hope so. Is that enough? Is that enough for you? I hope so. This scientist man's very upbeat. Oh, it's Halloween apparently. Okay. Have we seen any evidence other than the one conversation about a Halloween party that it's Halloween? Is mun a word you use for buddy or friend? I've never heard it before. It's a bit bold of him to assume it won't take a long time. I mean, sounds like a bit of a big job. Yeah, you should, Bobby. You sure they're not just trying to like do an accent with the word man? Feels like that's all it is. It's just the accent with the word man. Yeah, they can get crazy. They go to his playroom, which is full of all sorts of sex toys and kinky whippery and whatnot. Yeah, a lot of people here say man or mate a lot. I don't really, but a lot of people do. It's very common for that to be a common phrase. These things are traveling fast. Just nuke the town. Get everyone out of town and nuke it. Clearly, that's the only thing that can be done at this point. They've spread too far. This is our sanitation expert and our scientist with his very, very big beaker. Science! I actually can't believe this is the first time I've seen this woman or this teenager since she first told us that goat killer story. I expect to see these kids more often. And we've literally went most of the movie until we came back to them. Invite them over for a hamburger. Can slugs be baited all the way across town? How many special abilities have these slugs got? Oh hey, a pumpkin! That's that's the film's entire Halloween budget. They had one pumpkin. And they had it in two different locations because they had it in the other shot, but didn't have the shots at the same time. Well, not that much. Oh, and a mask. Okay, we got one pumpkin and one mask. The entire Halloween spending budget. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. You got it. Oh, I can see it. Wait, is he actually? I thought he was just going to scare her. Is he actually trying to rape her? What the hell? This got just oddly very dark for a stupid movie about killer slugs. And what happened to the boyfriend she was actually with? and this are just dead because she fell into the water. I mean, pretty sad end for her. She found this. You say Alex, she found God. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I think I've seen Squirm. What, the slugs are dragging her away? What? There's 13.5 minutes left, so let's see. I don't imagine there'll be a long credits on this one. That was just fun. Well, there's more slugs, you see. Not only is this English like actor dubbing not that great, he's also very slow. Everything he says feels like it's on like half speed. Wait, the thing you just dropped? Why did you tell him to drop it? If it may still come in handy. What was the point of that? He told him to drop it as if it was stupid to keep coming at, keep bringing it with them, and then literally right round the corner, 10 seconds later, oh, go get the meat. That was stupid. That was just a waste of everyone's time. Is the sheriff going to stop him from opening the manhole? Which, for the record, he's having a really hard time trying to do anyway. The underwater shot with the legs, if it's Jaws. Oh, look, the other side of his face. Oh, that's a fun death. Watching them go around the tunnels was kind of dull for a while, but nasty. Ooh, nasty. Well, this is incredibly convenient. Oh, hope no one was in there. Hope no one was in there. That's a lot of boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, a lot of the budget went to those, yeah. You would hope, Cindy. You would hope. Which is a good point, actually. He never gets his comeuppance. You'd assume they'd have that, so we'd really want him to die so we could enjoy a cool death. But no. He just sauntered off and that was it. Oh, she gets her husband back. Is no one going to go and tell the other guy's wife that he's dead? The one slug survived. To be fair, there was so many slugs in houses and shit that I don't even buy this worked. There was tons of slugs already in other places that were above the sewers. Well, that was slugs. That was a weird one to judge because it has some great peaks where there's some fun, really fun scenes, but there's definitely some dull stretches in between some of those great scenes, and it does feel like it maybe doesn't quite. It's no pieces, you know. Pieces was like a masterpiece of the type of movie it was for the type of like, you know, bad dubbing, fun kill scenes, like that all that going together is just like immensely. It's like a 10. It's like a masterpiece of a B movie. Uh, whereas that was far more flawed in that sense. All right, turn off the PS fan. I love that my 4K monitor would just automatically goes back to my PC when I turn off something else that was on it. I'll have to switch it back manually. It's great. I know it's just a little thing, but it's nice. It makes me feel good. Oh. Let's go back over here. Oh yeah, the restaurant scene was the best. Restaurant scene was good. The couple having sex and then like dying on the floor as he's trying to get to like the window of the door, also really good. The crazy hand scene with the glove that ended with an explosion, also good. The sad part is those are all kind of in the first half or so. So the back half was a little duller overall, which is a shame. Not terrible, but definitely most of the fun scenes were kind of leaning more towards the first half. Hey, I'm certainly not mad I watched it though. Oh, I also would have hated that, no doubt. There's fewer things I'm sure of in this life. And yep, the other husband never made it back. But our dull main character did. Oh well. You can't always have the interesting character survive, it'd be too obvious. It's the final countdown. Do 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 do. I like the hilariousness of the kids calling the teacher bitch just because she gives them homework. Yeah, like how much homework does she have to give them for them to really start to hold a grudge for it compared to the other teachers? That's what was so great about graphics communication, is because it was all technical drawings that required special tools and a special table to do. There could literally be no homework. It was one of the best class. A, it was a fun class, but B, it was also a class where they could not give you homework. It was just impossible. It was great. Our math teacher never actually checked to see if you'd done your homework, so no one ever did it. I feel like we really got like you have to read X amount of a book as homework though. Like I always hear that in movies, and I feel like we never did that. They always like made us all like take turns reading passages in class, and I wonder if it's because they realize that most kids just don't bother reading it properly, or if they do, they don't take it in because they're just kind of rushing through it to say they've done it. So it's a tactic to try and sort of make us actually take any of it in. Oh, I see a
This
gif.
was garbage. You
Cindy, thank you,
understand?
Cindy. I better get my spinner out. Here's Cindy's spin. Thank you, Cindy. -1. You've been fairly lucky recently, so that's not too bad. -1's, you know, you can survive that. You can come back from that. Are you? That said, though, if you're keeping your point and not giving someone else a spin, you'll get that point back. So let me know. We'll take the point. Right, okay. There we go. Broke even. Broke even. Could have went worse. Mm. The only time we ever actually had to read books at home necessarily was when we actually all got to choose a book to do a written bit of work on. So we'd have to just all read them individually, obviously. But that only happened like once or twice later on in school. Like it was never a thing we did early. I mean, if you, I suppose you can give it to the deep, but you're so far ahead of everyone else that yeah, giving someone else a negative's not that much of a win for you. Whereas the deep getting a negative is a big win for you. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like if it was, especially if it was a play, like different kids would get on different days would get given different characters to read, which is the worst possible way to experience it because you know it's a bunch of teenagers who don't know how it's supposed to be read, butchering it and not emoting with it, and just sounding like they're being punished and put through hell by having to read something aloud. I can't remember what it was, but there was one that had a swear word in it, and the teacher kind of made a point of indicating it was okay to say it, and but whoever was meant to say it said it felt too weird just dropping an f bomb casually in class in front of everyone. So it was this really awkward pause, and everyone was like, and I think someone else volunteered just so they could say fuck. I don't know, no one wanted to read in my class. Everyone hated reading in my class. Everyone was trying to avoid it, like the plague. Tyler, I don't know if you knew that Matt Cardona won the GCW title from Nick Gage before the last Dynamite, but he's just tweeted a photo eating some Domino's pizza while he holds up a pizza cutter and wearing his championship belt. I thought you might find that amusing. I don't know, but I don't know if we are watching something else, Bob. I hadn't decided anything. Do, 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 do. Yeah, he's got a shitty grin in his face as well as he's biting a slice of pizza. I think we are. What do you mean you think we are? I don't know why Cindy's feeling so confident. I am getting pretty hungry. I also want you to watch more Lost. I don't think Cindy will. See, we're starting a bit of a civil war here because I don't think Cindy's as enthusiastic about watching Lost on stream. And Cindy's what we call a key player in the stream chat. Put on Lost well used now. I doubt it'll be one of those if we do watch something, Bob. Gotta keep some horror movies stacked up for October, assuming we're hitting this goal. Which there's tons of time left, so we probably will. But I don't want to be presumptuous. Oh dear. $190. Oh, that's all it's done. There's 190 left. You're right. I mean, that could be exactly the sort of chaos that I enjoy, Tyler. I have not had the pleasure of Spookies yet, but it was on sale a while ago for $1.99, and for $1.99, I'm willing to take a chance. we're we're not watching Space Jam 2. You don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's right. I said that if we fail a goal at any point, we have to watch Space Jam 2. That's right. I forgot I said that. That's right. That's right. I am getting hungry. Yes, I am getting hungry. It's been a little while since I've eaten. And I did sleep really late today, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to try and get to sleep earlier tonight. I'm just, throwing that out there. Whoa, 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 ho, ho, ho. Some of the earliest sales for the week are starting to pop up on iTunes. Shaun of the Dead's on sale in 4K. I'll probably grab that. Not quite as cheap. Into the Spider-Verse is on sale too. That's a maybe. And it's only a maybe because it's slightly more expensive than the other sale items, not because the movie's not good enough. Because it definitely is. See how they get though. Graphics card. Yeah, good point. Good point. Maybe I shouldn't buy any movies. Graphics card. You're right. The movies will keep going on sale. They rotate in and out constantly. My hope is that by the time I have enough for a graphics card, is that I'm hoping they're a bit cheaper as well. Because I've kind of settled on the idea that I'm not going any lower than a 3070, but a 3070 right now is like £700, which is insane. Well, that should be enough for a 3080 at RRP. But I've been so settled on that's the level I'm going for that I'm determined not to cave. But hopefully they get cheaper. They should get cheaper. Even if they never quite get to RRP, they should get cheaper than that. We're on the third Twilight, but that's something that me and Tim will be reviewing as a goal, so we can't be doing more Twilight stuff until Tim's back. Because I ain't watching it twice, so I can review it later. Is that more than 1,000 US? Yeah, give or take. I can tell you quickly if you want. Currency, USD. Oh no, not quite. It's $972, give or take. But given the exchange rate, like that could literally be the difference depending on what the exchange rate is. You can get a 3070 here for about 6,700. See, that sucks. But then again, that's not including tax, right? Our price will include VAT, which is quite high. Our VAT is 20%. It still hurts though. It still hurts. I actually don't think there's any 3070s in stock right now. Well, actually, no, there's one. There's an £800 one from a brand that's kind of like the weakest brand. But there was some recently, so they are starting to be kind of in stock here or there. What about 3070 Ti? Oh, there's a bunch of 3070 Ti's in stock for 900. And for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, a 3070 Ti is the next one up. It is better, but do I want to spend 200 more on the slightly betterness that it has? Probably not. But there is like a good like half dozen of those in stock, so they are starting to be in stock. I mean, if I go long enough, maybe I'll just get a pre-built one, just because it'll have been long enough that I can justify it. But I just built this PC last year. It's kind of nuts though. If I go to the pre-built computers on this website. So keep in mind that a 3070 on its own is £800. I can get a pre-built PC with a 3070 in it for 1200, meaning that the rest of the PC is only costing 400, which is insane. Now, admittedly, this processor and this is weaker than mine, so maybe that's a bad comparison. Maybe like a 1400 one's a better comparison, so it's more like 600 for the rest of the PC. But still, that is kind of insane. But again, I don't know why I'm in a rush anyway. What does a graphic card do? A graphic card is the kind of the. It's basically the part of the computer that does video game graphics. So if you play games on your computer, that's the part that does all that for the most part. You need other things in it as well, but it's the main, the juicy part. Tends to be the most expensive thing you have on your computer if you need one. You also need it if you're doing like video editing and photo editing and things like that. Although you don't need like a super great one for that. You can get a pretty cheap one. But if you want one that's like better than like what a PS5 and an Xbox Series X can do, you'll be paying like more than what those consoles cost for just your graphics card. That's true. That's true. Can't you just get a good screen? No. It's not about that. It's about what it's about what powers the image that's being created. It's got nothing to do with a graphics card is not a display. I already have a good screen. I have two good screens, in fact. It's hard to describe what the different parts of a computer do if you're not like if you're not just been kind of like learn about it kind of casually like some people do. So I already have a graphics card, Akira. I have one, but it's like 4 years old now, meaning that newer games that come out can't run on it. And basically, you need a more powerful graphics card so it can render the graphics quick enough to display it quick enough so that you can actually use the games on it. Yes. Yes, I guess that's kind of a fair comparison. But in that example Tyler gave, you can't just put a Blu-ray into the TV and make it work. You still need the Blu-ray player to actually do the work. Elsa abandoned us? It feels like it, didn't she? Maybe she's making a big dinner. Maybe her dinner's taking a long time. Because what a lot of enthusiasts do is they don't just buy a computer, Akira. They buy all the parts and put them together, so you can pick all the different parts you want. Which is what I did last year. Except I couldn't get a graphics card because there's a reason why they're all like sold out, and if they do come into stock, they're like super overpriced right now. I won't get into why, they just are. When you say best graphics card, do you mean the visuals on the screen or just the physical graphics card itself? Because I can show you a picture of a good graphics card if you want. That's a good graphics card. Yeah, that's what the PC build subreddit's about. Yeah, they're all talking about what parts go together and what was the best thing for this and that. It's basically it's like the nerdy version of people who like to work on cars. Who like to fix up the engines and do all the parts. This is what more nerds do. They build computers and pick all the parts. Yeah, still waiting for them to come down in price, Elsa. Yeah, yeah. I don't even want one of those. That's like the super expensive one. I don't need that. Yeah, it's an expensive business. I'm not really in a rush though because I've got a PS5 and right now the games aren't like struggling to run on PS5, but they're eventually going to start having to compromise, and I don't want to compromise. What OS did you choose for your computer you build? Now you can pick. I mean, there's not much of a choice. I mean, you can put in Linux if you want. But yeah, Windows 10's what I've got. Typically, you just want the newest Windows, unless you want to deal with Linux. Um, you might not want to be on the newest Windows because I know Windows 11 beta is like coming out, so it might be a while before some people upgrade to that, myself included, because you want to wait until it's kind of stable and there's no kinks with it and stuff. It was on YouTube, Elsa. Cindy had a link earlier. Yeah, there's not much of a choice really. But in theory, you can choose. You can put in old Windows if you want, but you won't get any updates for it. Director and year for reference. Oh, I don't know. I actually can't remember the director's name off the top of my head. It's the guy that did PCs. That's the important information. The guy that did PCs. Oh yeah, a lot of people who build PCs love to put lights in them. They love to deck it out in RGB. I don't have the fans in the inside with the lights, but Akira, the front of my computer is kind of like this one because the fans light up. It's not that exact computer. I'm just showing you an example of the three front fans all lighting up. Good Firefly. Will be a menace. So I built a new PC last year, but kept my old graphics card because it was hard to get a new one. Well, mine's changed. Like I have it on. I have mine rotating through colors right now, but I had it just set on blue or green for a long time. So you know, Venom's on sale. Guess what I won't be buying? Trash movie. Trash movie is trash. Hey Firefly, what are you looking at? Yeah, it was the pandemic mixed with the cryptocurrency boom. So all of the crypto miners all started hogging all the graphics cards and making them scarce. So I hate them. And it's also very bad for the environment because they're using up tons of electricity. There was some articles like last year about how crypto miners are like accountable for using more electricity than an entire country. I don't remember what country it was they compared it to, but it was a fairly big country in Europe. It wasn't like some tiny little country. I can't imagine the pandemic helped it though. I don't know. Oh, hopefully by like winter time it'll smooth out a bit more. Certainly maybe by next spring. It'll be more of an. Oh, the good thing is it'll be even more of an upgrade by then. It's a nice idea. It's a nice idea. My movie buying addiction though probably will get in the way of me actually being able to just buy one come Christmas. But hey, whatevs. Whatevs. Da 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 da. Firefly. That would be lovely, Elsa. That would be lovely. What are you looking at, Firefly? Yeah? What are you looking at? Try to give me grief, cat? Hmm? You try to pick a fight? I don't like your chances, puss puss. Yeah. Human win. Human win always. So my other idea, just to go back to the conversation I was having at the very start of the stream, about thinking of things for the $10 tier. I was thinking of to sort of gimmick it a little bit with the number, is like having something to do with like suggesting top tens or something like that. And every month I'd pick one of the suggestions and do a top 10 based on that. Um, because I'm interested in doing more of those anyway. But it is a bit much to maybe like guarantee doing those monthly, which is why I'm hesitant to enable that. I don't know. I'm thinking. Email. Oh, just the PayPal email with the tip. top 10 tier videos. Well, they wouldn't be tier videos; it'd just be top tens. Then we used to have a top 5 tip. There was a top 5 tip once upon a time. Um, but this wouldn't just be me sitting and doing it off the top of my head. I'd sit and like think about it and maybe research and actually make a top 10 and record a video on it. Well, when I was thinking about being a Patreon perk, Elsa, the idea being that people would get to, like, I'd make a post saying, okay, what are the ideas for top 10s this month? And I'd pick one out of the suggestions. But that would mean committing it to a monthly thing, which isn't a bad thing, except for the fact that if I want them to be as edited as the Omen one was, that might be kind of tough. But it may also be kind of good to like force me to do that. I don't know. It was just one idea I had because I want to move the one of the votes that's in the $10 tier at the $5 tier. But if I'm going to do that, I need to give the $10 tier something to make up for it. Because otherwise, it's really just the pilot vote that's in the $10 tier at the moment. If I take something out of it, so I need to put something in it. No, I'm just thinking of different things. And I figured, having a top 10 perk would fit nicely into the theme of the number. I don't think the top 5 tip would come back, but I wouldn't be opposed to maybe adding it onto the wheel next season if people would like that to be something that could be landed on. Well, I couldn't bank them, though, Elsa. They're supposed to be based on what people have suggested in the tier. I can't bank them in advance if I don't know what the topics are going to be. Top 10 Tuesdays. You want a top 10 weekly? Well, they're definitely going to be that edited if I'm doing it weekly. Maybe some images or something, but there won't be clips and shit. I'm doing a weekly top 10 video. Well, I think it's necessarily a bad idea to have a quicker turnaround top 10 series. Yeah, it was just one idea. I like that idea more than I like the other idea I came up with, which is a bit more convoluted. But your lovely loyal subscribers in chat should get to pick the first 3. It's funny how many things somehow turn into we should get to do this. So much of Elsa's tactics seem to spin things around into we are already owed this thing. I respect the hustle, Elsa. I do. I respect it. Um, do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm taking something away from you, so I need to. I mean, I'm not really taking it. You still get to do the thing that's been taken away. It's just available at a lower tier. I mean, the episode's not that old yet, Tyler. You got. I don't feel too bad that you not watched it yet. There are enough to do a top 10 superhero shows. I think so. I mean, the CW shows alone. You got Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, Legends, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Superman and Lois, and Stargirl, Doom Patrol, The Boys, Titans is 11, Agents of Shield 12, and all the Marvel shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Oh god, that's definitely not making it. Um, then the Disney Plus shows. Then you got older stuff like Lois and Clark, and you've got. Yeah, that's enough. Now, would I have enough that I legitimately really like to do 10 that I like? That's maybe more of an interesting question, which I'd have to sit and look at them all and. Hmm. Are you reading Detective, Tyler? Because it does tie into Detective quite a bit. And I'm not going to dignify that Agents of Shield uh, comment. Next March. Okay. I've got about half a year to try and get a few more women directed horror movies under my belt. We'll try and watch a couple in October. There's no reason why a couple of those 31 can't be. I should be able to donate to the Space Jam 2 field goal. If we give to it, it would take the amount away from the main part. I mean, it would be as simple as like putting in the note, counting this as negative, I suppose. And then I would take off the amount that you tipped plus the same amount again. I'm not saying that that's enacted. I'm just saying that that would be the way to do it. I love that that's Chrissy's idea. How about instead of 31 horror movies, we watch Space Jam 2? Oh, the chaos. If I have to one shot that bar, so help me. I mean, the more you compete, I guess, the better off I am. So I ain't gonna. It's a type of horror. I mean, yeah, it's a real life horror in many ways. I will simply have to let the democracy of the chat decide if that is a acceptable course of action. Hmm. First half of the sci-fi results were up tonight. We premiered it on the movie channel. Um, Maybe a few of you who aren't there might make it next week with part two, assuming we get it recorded before the weekend so that it can go up next week. That's the plan anyway. We had to delay the movie because I shouldn't have been streaming tonight. A recording of an Ace episode got pushed, so now that we're going to have to do that a couple of days later, it means Ace will be a little bit late this week. But it also means that us squeezing in the extra half of the top 50 is going to be challenging before the weekend. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Overwatch anything. I don't think so. I think I'm too hungry. I think we'll hang for a little bit and then I'll be bouncing. I don't trust your audience's taste in sci-fi. That's fair, but no harm in making the chat more active. With that board now in Renegade, we're spouting all kinds of shite opinions about movies in the chat. As much as I know you agree with them on 2001, there were some other dodgy statements being made that I can't get behind. I think Chris is happy to torture me and someone in chat at the same time. David is a sniper. He likes to snipe from a distance and hit a target. Chris is quite happy to nuke the site from orbit. That's the impression I get. I mean, it's a bit crappy for other people if you take money away from the bar. I mean, I suppose. I mean, I don't know how to technically do this, but I suppose there could be a second bar that's also simultaneously for Space Jam 2. But if you tip and say it's for the Space Jam 2 bar, then it just goes. I take it off the main bar so that the main bar's not moved up, and just the Space Jam 2 bars went up. It's a competing goal, as it were. I'll find a fridge to jump in. Who asked for Space Jam 2? Oh, Chris. I was just negotiating saying that because I don't want everyone else to not get their horror goal achieved. Because Chris is sabotaging it, potentially. There are no winners here, only survive. Oh. I mean, what's a fair amount to set that secondary goal at? Do I set it at 120 because that's what the current bar's at? Do I set it to 190 because that's what's left of the current bar? I think I have to support the dual bar just in solidarity with Deep. Yeah, 12-hour extreme would be during October. We'd probably like knock out like 5 of the movies of those 31 in one night, in that 12-hour stream. That would be the game plan. Unless people would rather a 12-hour stream in like September randomly or whatever, but the Halloween season and Christmas Eve and 12-hour stream goals are kind of a tradition at this point. Ooh. Maybe I'll steal a. I thought of something. You know how best of the worst do that thing with Christmas, their Christmas episode where it's like Christmas movies or another theme that's just random that they've put with it. Maybe we'll do something like that in December for picking movies around Christmas time. We'll have like a secondary theme that, and we'll roll a dice or whatever and decide what we're watching from either pool. I think there's some fun to be had. Oh yeah, I can make it a game where you guys get to pick presents, like virtual presents under the tree. That sounds like fun. I'll make a screen, and when you pick one, I can like take away the wrapping paper. I chat anniversary. Chat anniversary. Is the next stream going to be Thursday? Um, no, maybe one tomorrow. There's no reason why I can't potentially do one tomorrow. That said, if Connor is up for recording news after work, which he finishes at a late time, maybe I'll decide to do that tomorrow since we stream tonight. But uh, there's a good chance of tomorrow being a stream night, with perhaps the start of either Friday the 13th or Jaws. One or the other. I'm not sure which yet. There's a lot more Fridays, so I'm tempted to start with that. And maybe do Jaws sort of in a chunk in the middle of the month, but oh yeah, some horror movie ornaments. Hmm. Um what's that? What's this Boss Rules 2 thing? Oh that's like a oh yeah, that's good. That's like an extra thing that I don't need to keep. Let me rename that. So I know what it is. I know what that's saying. We're not doing that. I mean, it could be Thursday, but I don't know if it'd be better for a weekend night when there's one available. But it's harder to guarantee when that's going to be. Um. All right. What's the secondary Space Jam 2 thing going to be? Is it? Is it going to be equal to what it is right now? I mean, the really funny idea is to have it keep the total keep going up the more the main bar goes up, meaning that it has to beat the main bar at some point to be victorious. But that may be just be a bit too cruel and too difficult to pull off. Uh, and your warm tone Christmas lights. Oh, I don't know. I'm not buying new Christmas lights. I had to. I already rebought Christmas lights because I didn't like the battery ones from the previous year. An Arnie ornament. Oh, I like the idea of that. What happened to the other ones? Oh, the first ones I had were battery powered and they gradually got dimmer over time. They were crap. I hated them. So I got ones that plugged in. And yes, they happen to be quite bright white. I wouldn't mind getting some colourful ones, to be honest. What are you linking me to? Oh, little Xenomorph. Christmas decoration. How nice. How nice. You know what, this is Tyler's punishment, so I'm gonna let Tyler decide this. Should this just be a flat 120 goal, or should the total for this goal go up whenever the main bar goes up? I'm letting Tyler decide that. Go to a pawn shop and do a trade with those Christmas lights. Get £2 back or something. A pawn shop. I mean, we don't really call them pawn shops here. We don't really have a name for them, to be honest. We don't fight that. Even Elsa thinks the Xenomorph is cute. Pawnbrokers. Is that what we call them? I guess we do. I don't know. I just know I've never heard anyone say they're going to the pawn shop. It's a very American thing. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, Christmas lights aren't exactly the sort of thing you put into a. I'll just put this right under that in the middle. Yeah, just giving stuff to charity shops is more common here. You don't expect to get stuff back for them. You just kind of throw them into the charity shop and then they sell them for dirt cheap. I'll order some on Amazon. I'm not going physically shopping for Christmas lights. Are you insane? Tyler, go on. Does that total expand to match the main bar? Either he's distracted by his dog or he's just went up. I have no idea. Um, or selling a car boot sale if you're really bothered. Yeah, that's a lot of effort. I leave the house for stuff. I just don't leave the house for random items like that I can just order on Amazon. I have been frequenting a nice little sandwich bar that's actually quite local to me that I discovered recently. It's a nice little cheap lunch or late breakfast. And not an unhealthy one at that either. I can get a nice little baguette with just some, you know, some chicken, lettuce, and onion. The question, I'm letting you decide if that Space Jam 2 goal is a static, just 120 goal, because that's what the bar's at, or if it should go up to match what the main bar's at. So effectively making it kind of a race. Yeah, but lights aren't that expensive, so they're not. Are you just mad because you don't want to? when you want, Whichever benefits the deep more is the correct choice. Um, I guess it going up benefits the deep more. Oh, I'm sure there is some in Asda. I don't have a big Tesco. I have a big Asda, a big Morrison's nearby, and then if I travel for a bit, I get to big Sainsbury's and big other things. So basically, Space Jam 2, that goal has to surpass what the main goal's at. Now, obviously, that bar is going to go up whenever there's a tip of any kind. So I'm going to have to actively go in and remove it and put it on the other one. I tell you what else. So when I put the goal up for the Christmas stream in November, I'll add on a little bonus thing that says, and I'll also get new Christmas tree lights. Okay, just to please Elsa. So effectively, the incentive is that if you don't want Space Jam 2, you want to keep that bar ahead. If that main bar finishes before the Space Jam 2 bar is complete, then Space Jam 2 is dead. When jumping jack times 3 occurs, people suffer. I will suffer. I should do more jumping jacks. I had 50 at the start of the stream. I should do another batch. I have 50 knocked out of me. I was out of breath for like 5 minutes when I did that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, maybe I should do some more jumping jacks. I'll do a batch. I'll do a batch. Let's pay off my jumping jack debt. Jet debt. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Oh, actually, what does donating to the other bar do points wise? I don't know. There's a shop called Poundland. There is a shop called Poundland. It's just a store that sells a lot of things that it can sell for cheap. I think once upon a time it was literally everything was a pound, but I think that's been a long time since that was true. I think now it's just a cheaper place. Your pain. Your pain. There's 100 left, Cindy. There's 100 left. Alright, I'll do a batch of jumping jacks. Batch of jumping jacks coming. Hmm. I have 50 left now. Yeah. Yeah, I had 150 left at the start of the stream. I've done 100. Oh. 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 That was a lot. Oh. And I went for a walk yesterday, so that was good. Hopefully go for a walk again. I actually got new shoes today. I mean, you could go look at a stream from last December, Akira, if you want. If you want to see the lights, there's a. It's on the Mail of Us Movies channel, but there's a playlist for old streams, and you can see something from December if you want to see the Christmas lights. Oh. Oh. Oh, last March and April in streams. Good point. Good point. Well, we recorded a lot of episodes in December, so unfortunately it just meant a lot of Christmas tree in the background. I could have moved it, I suppose, if I really cared, but that was something to give people a chuckle. Chuckle vision, chuckle vision. Do 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 do. Yeah, they're not. They don't actually look that bright in person. I mean, they're bright, but they only come on the Starship Enterprise on camera. The lens flares. No, that was just one set. I only got one box. You took your Christmas tree down in the summer? Elsa. Why so lazy? I think I'd be depressed looking at that late in the year. Oh, we got a downvote on the top 50 part 1. Someone didn't like the entries, or perhaps my brutally honest commentary. That's a quality reference, Tyler. I appreciate that. Long Halloween indeed. You were playing Christmas music up until thingy. How the Sacred Hockey Mask video was doing. They're doing kind of on par with what I'd expect. Let me go and look at the thing. Actually, no, I haven't done that. The they're doing the first one's like comfortably at about 150, The second one did much less, but the second one's like an obscure Russian movie. I even joke in the review in the first 10 minutes that there's only like 290 ratings for it on IMDb, which is kind of silly. Um, the new one's trending a bit higher than that, which isn't amazing, but it has to build an audience. I figure there's probably some people that are regulars who are like, oh, new person, this is a bit weird. It maybe might take some time warming up. To be fair, that was a vote winner, Cindy. It wasn't just a random pick. But I mean, the movie channel in general still try to build up a little bit. Everything's still down a little on average from what it was when it was on the TV channel, where there was more subscribers. You altered your Christmas decorations in February. That's interesting. Uh, what's perhaps more interesting is the audio. I haven't even checked to see how the audio numbers are doing on that. Because it's not on its own feed. I put it on the streams feed, thinking they would um, share a feed. Which, I mean, maybe upsets some streams listeners that there's another show there now. I don't know. But I just felt like a much smarter idea than starting from a scratch feed. Eh, not too bad. I mean, if you want a post mortem on the episodes, I would say that episode 1 went well. I think episode 2 was a bit weaker as an episode. Um, but I think episode 3 was a bit more back on track, and I think that some of that's just finding some chemistry. It's a new person. We're finding our groove. Um, yeah, but I'm looking forward to the next batch of episodes. I appreciate the originally aired date on streams. I'm happy to provide it. We bonded a little over our hate for Rob Zombie. Oh, I'm glad. Although I nearly flipped a lid when she said she didn't like bottle movies. I was like, oh, how dare you. I was listening to the Comics podcast, watch the other things on YouTube. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes what the breakdown is, because the Comics podcast does way better in audio than it does in the YouTube video numbers. The audio for the Comics podcast is like several hundred every week. Like 500 is kind of the average, or not even the average, more the minimum. It's the baseline, and then YouTube will add another 70 to over 100 on a good week. Um, Ace is an interesting one. Ace, because Screams was very consistent with the audio, and the video to an extent as well. Although sometimes videos would spike, whereas audio episodes don't tend to spike that much. It tends to be a nice natural trend up or down or whatever. You don't get the weird spikes like YouTube does, where some one video will just do really well for some stupid reason. I'm glad you're enjoying them, Elsa. There'd have been a classic Ace this weekend again, but of course with the countdown going up, that took today's slot instead. So keeping things to one a day on the movie channel. Um, It's just finding more of the audience that's going to connect with the type of conversations, because the people who connect with the podcast tend to really like them and tend to be very enthusiastic about the conversations, and it's great when you get the nice comments and people calling it insightful or uh, other things like that. But long form conversation podcasts aren't necessarily what everyone's looking for on YouTube, so you get a lot of people who don't like what you're doing, and then you get the idiots who are looking for the actual movie, and it's like, why are you looking on YouTube for a lot of this stuff? And you do find some movies on YouTube, don't get me wrong, but you're not going to be finding movies owned by the major studios on YouTube, by and large. And the word review should, clue you in that maybe, just maybe, it's not the movie. Just a thought. So, oh, I've almost forgotten this every time, but we finished the movie, which means the deep. Oh, wait, no, it means the boss. Yes, the boss. So it is the deep, but I'm just remembering why it is the boss. The boss gets 2 points. Sorry, Cindy. And the boss is the deep. My scoreboard. Here it is. And then there's 3 spins to go out, which normally the boss would pick who to go to, but since it's the deep, it will be via dice. So everyone pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm pretty sure I'm like 60% of the viewers on the Annabelle videos. What, the reposts on the new channel? Everyone pick a number between 1 and 10. Yeah, I like long podcasts. They're more my kind of thing. But it's not what everyone on YouTube's necessarily looking for. That's okay. Okay. 3958. Is there anyone else who's currently active? Akira, you still poking around? You can pick a number 2. 3, 9, 5, and 8. Or 3, 5, 8, and 9. That's how I should say that. I'll give it another 10 seconds or so, and then I'll start rolling for the 3 spins. Ah, there's Akira, the number 2. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. 3! Round with Chris. Chris gets a spin. Oh, what minute does that? It would be Chrissy's spin, wouldn't it? It would be Chrissy's spin. Rolling for a second. 5. Someone pick 5. Cindy pick 5. Spin for Cindy. Spin for Cindy. -1. I have noticed, yes. It's getting very, very close. And you better believe the ads are enabled on it. Don't worry. Not that it makes much, to be honest. But it makes more of the other things on the movie channel, just because it's constantly being clicked on by someone. Alright, and then spin roll number 3 for the third spin. 8. Someone did have 8. Tyler had 8. Oh! Cindy, your luck's back in. We're back to a tie at first place. Look at that. I love how all three of those spins, nothing affected the person whose spin it was. It was all the sometimes still either jumping jacks or I don't know. One was -1. Sorry, Cindy's was -1. Never mind. I always hurt the ones I love. Oh, that's funny. Pretty good. All right. What was that last? Yeah, I was talking about it 70. Not amazing. Not bad though, compared to what that channel's been typically doing. Like for example, the Ace episode on them's not doing that well, but it is a pretty old movie, and sadly, when you do a movie from like before the 80s, it tends to not do as well, unfortunately. Um, Whereas Predator from the week before is up at 150, which is kind of not quite up to the standards of the previous channel, but it's kind of close enough. So hopefully getting over 100 becomes more of a guarantee consistency on that channel soon. Because that's what we're kind of aiming for. But I was going to... I love that Cindy's checking what Green Inferno's at more than I am. 997,603. So 2,400, give or take. And it'll hit 1,000,000. That's insane. That is insane. Which, for the record, it makes about $5 per month. Which, I mean, is good. If all of the videos we put out made $5 a month, I would be rolling in money. We have tons of videos. Hell, if even all of the new videos we put out made $5 a month, I'd be doing pretty well too. Yeah, 2 months sounds about right. Let me count the Ace episodes, I can tell you. Not counting the countdown, because that's kind of an off schedule extra, huh? Predator, Matrix, Revolutions, Deep Blue Sea. That's 4 weeks. Always 5. 7 weeks. There's 7 Ace episodes on this channel. So, new ones, that is. Yeah, it's just almost 2 months. Yeah, need viral video lottery. And because it's movies separated from TV now, people might be more likely to click on the other things if they like one of them. So that is cool. What? They're not all in one page, Tyler. I had to scroll and find the next one. This was not me struggling to count, you prick. How dare you? How dare you? La la la. News videos are consistent even though they aren't consistent. Yeah, yeah. I do have a TV news at least prepared. I'll probably make a TV one like tomorrow, just for when Connor's ready to like record them. So there should be news videos this week. I just don't know what day they'll end up hitting on, and they'll probably end up having some extra news from the start of the week once they're actually done. But the priority this, because we already got a trek done for this week, so the priority this week is getting blind spotting done because that was the last pilot winner, and some news episodes, and then the comics podcast is getting done on Friday. So that is the plan. I've been a highly edited promo video called "The Return for Timothy" at some point. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just shocking you with a new episode out of nowhere. There is one episode still to go out though, which will probably be this week, actually. The spontaneous episode hasn't been out yet. But yeah. And the classic episodes are obviously much less than the new episodes, which is to be expected. But some of them are actually crossing 50, which is kind of nice. Hey, Dream Warriors has hit 60 even. Yeah. Bow, 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 bow. Maybe I'll put out some cryptic clues before Tim comes back. Like little goat subliminal messages and things. My goal is to get all the streams re-uploads up to at least 100. I mean, I appreciate that commitment. I definitely do. My little lie. Yeah, I'm focusing on the franchises just now, just so that those like playlists can fill up a little bit. Plus, it makes sense to get all the Halloween ones ported after these two franchises because the new one's out in October. Did we finish all the individual theme movies from last season? Technically, although I think Elsa did talk me into doing a second thing for Allison's as well, so I think there's technically one still dangling. But we did watch one from each theme already. Stupid cat. Oh, now he's pushing the door open. Really? Really? Hey, you know what? Since I'm standing up, let's get these last jumping jacks done. It was actually my arms that were starting to feel it at the end there. Oh, my firefly. It's alright, I'm all done. Jumping jacks all done. Oh. It's 2 screams a week, I think, right now. So you're getting like either 2 Fridays or 1 Friday on Elm Street, depending on where they both are. Since there's more Friday the 13th than there is the Elm Streets. Oh. Oh. Pardon me. Oh, look at that. The Patreon pop up doesn't cover up that secondary goal bar. That's just a happy accident. That's the sort of little thing that pleases me. Oh, nice and neat. Nice and neat. Oh, dear. When is Shell's Play going up? Well, like I say, I'll probably, depending on when the Friday and Elm Street ones are finished, depending on how close we are to October, I might start putting the Halloween ones up. If there's a bit of time still, though, I might start putting stuff like Child's Play or Texas Chainsaw up after I'm done with Freddy and Jason. I hadn't picked an order for the rest of them. I just knew that I wanted to get the Halloween stuff up for October, or maybe during October. Certainly in time for the new movie coming out. It just makes a lot of sense to have them all up and ready to go. Oh, we did get a new patron today. That's nice. That is a good. That no, actually, Tyler, that is a very good reason to also have Chucky up for October. A very good point. I wasn't thinking about the TV show going out, which I will of course be covering. So how couldn't I? What would you do if I sang out of tune? Why am I trying to sing when I'm still slightly out of breath? It's hard to sing even at the best of times. But now is the fucking worst. Oh. Oh. How are we all feeling anyway? Are we good? Hopefully this has been a fun stream. Uh, Firefly. I know that feeling, Tyler. I slept super late today. I couldn't believe the time when I checked the clock when I got up. Uh, I guess I just need a long sleep. You know, here we are. Like I say, I wasn't meant to be streaming tonight. I was meant to be recording something, but I got pushed. So I thought, oh, I'll make up for the fact that I haven't streamed. Nice to watch a dumb fun movie. And it was dumb fun. I think it was mostly a fun one. 5 a.m. is pretty rough. 41 Celsius. Oh dear. That sounds like. Oh, hell. Sounds like hell. 5 a.m. I mean, Elsa, it's just about to hit 5 a.m. here. Meaning that you have exactly the time change. So, deal with it. Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh. I mean, 29 is hell here. I don't even think we've hit 29 yet this year. Maybe just barely. Hmm. Oh, hopefully, Bob. Slept through the heat of the day like a cat, apparently. Yeah. I often find when it's really hot that you want to sleep when you're not supposed to sleep, but you can't sleep when you're actually supposed to be sleeping. Which just means that your entire schedule is messed up, and either you let yourself sleep at the wrong time, or you're miserable both times because you either want to sleep and can't, or you can't sleep and or you can sleep and won't. You know, it's just constantly a struggle, I find. Luckily, the proper hot part of summers kind of went down a little bit. It's still getting warm. It's still warm for the for Scotland, but it's not unbearably warm. It's just kind of nice warm now at the peak of day. Yeah. I mean, my sleep schedule is always weird compared to normal people, but there's times when I start to even have my weird schedule be interrupted by the heat. Standalone Batman stories. Yeah, Black Mirror's pretty good. That's Dick Grayson as Batman, so just keep that in mind. Um, I would probably throw in. I mean, you've probably read Arkham Asylum by Grant Morrison, but I would suggest that one. I would throw in. Um, there was a. Try to think about other parts of runs might be good to read. I'm only happy when it rains. Dun-dun-dun. Oh yeah, Hush isn't as good, but it's a fun read. Hush is a fun read. I mean, if you're willing to expand upon standalone stuff, I mean, you could, just get the first couple of volumes of Tom King's Batman running, just kind of keep going from there and read a whole big chunk. But year one's the obvious. Same with Killing Joke and Arkham Asylum. Is my eyesight deceiving me? Okay. do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, I think everyone that it is probably time to wrap up this stream so I can eat and watch dumb shit on YouTube and whatever else I'm going to do. But I think that's the plan. Batman and the Monster Men isn't bad actually. In fact, Batman and the Monster Men, and then Batman, because there was the Mad Monk. Batman and the Mad Monk was a sequel to that. They're both decent reads. They're both kind of loosely set after year one as well, so they're both kind of like in that early stages period. If you want something a bit bigger and beefier, something like No Man's Land. It's like 4 big chunky volumes, but it is technically one big story. Yeah, it was. If I remember correctly, it might even technically have been a 12-issue book, but it was like split into 2 arcs, and they released the 2 trades separately, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. And I'm taking off the jumping jack sign. It's gone. Because we're ending the stream. It's been a pleasure. I will see you guys tomorrow's, probably. Unless I end up recording news. But yes, we'll get kick-started on Friday the 13th, probably next time. And go from there. So, thank you very much for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I will see you guys next time. Good night.